What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of The Road to Glory. In today's episode I'm going to be putting together a team to play in the MLS Cup with. Something very briefly for you guys is that you can only win the mystery packs up to a maximum of 3 times. I have a person that follows me on Twitter and follows the series, and he's very good at FIFA, and he managed to win the tournament very quickly, very early on. And his idea was that he could just sit there spamming it, getting the mystery pack over and over and over and enjoying life on FIFA, but no such luck. After the 3rd time, you only get a premium coin reward pack, which is a bit disappointing. However, I'm very happy that the value of the tournament this time around is 7,000 coins. Kudos to EA. It feels like they're slowly but surely listening to what we want, like listening to what we as a community want. Now, I have built this team here. I bought all these players. You won't see how much I paid for them until the end of tomorrow's episode because I completely forgot to show it here. So I showed it there. And I basically recorded 2 episodes in one. So the plan was to do 1 or 2 games in the MLS Cup and then 1 or 2 games in divisions depending on fitness, and rotate between my main division squad and my MLS squad. Because you have to have 18 players in the main squad and subs, I basically put half the fitness squad on the bench for 1 game and then the other half on the bench for the 2nd game to replenish all the fitness all the way around. Recently on these videos, well, first of all, I mean, if we could smash a thumbs up, let's try and break 3,000 likes. We are going to get an episode tomorrow. Maybe not on Saturday. I'm flying out to AA's tomorrow on Friday. I don't know if I'm going to have enough time to be able to record and get it up for Saturday, so it might be Sunday. And that's also the same with New Star Soccer. I might not be able to get any New Star Soccer or anything like that up until Sunday, maybe Monday. So we'll have to see about that one. Recently, I have been reading a lot of the comments trying to figure out what you guys want me to talk about, what you guys want to see with this series. One of the comments that I saw was, once I win Division 1, or if I win Division 1, does this end the series? Ultimately, no. The idea of my road to glory, like for me, isn't to just win Division 1 and then be done. It's to show what you can do with an account without putting money into it. And next year, my road to glory account may well be my main account. So, like, it's going to be interesting because I put so much time and effort into this account. I've got almost 500 wins on this account and like 140 losses. Of course, we gave ourselves 66 of those losses on purpose whilst relegating ourselves. So if you do deduct those 66 losses, it's about 75 losses and about 500 wins. That's a lot of games. On my main account, I have 974 wins. So we're only like 470 wins away from all the amount of wins that I've put onto my main account, which for me was quite interesting because it just goes to show the amount of effort and the amount of time I've actually put onto this account, and I'm having fun with it. Yes, I don't have Ronaldo, I don't have Messi, I don't have all the blue cards that I want, but we started this late and I've only been putting, although I have played a lot of games, I haven't been putting my full attention and my full consideration into the account. If we started this and I did do it, like, as my full attention and my full consideration, we could easily have like 2,500, 3,000 games on this account, which would be worth millions of coins. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out going forwards. But ultimately, to answer the question, no, you don't. Like, the series doesn't finish once we win the Division 1, because what's happening right now, there's new cups coming out every 3 or 4 days, sometimes every 2 or 3 days. And I want to win those cups. I want to win those prizes. I want to see what I can do with the account right at the very end. One of the other things that I saw in the comment section was, can I give some gameplay tips? Because some of you guys struggle and you look to my series and look to me for kind of advice and stuff. And like, first of all, thank you, because that's surprising to me, especially with the kind of rise in popularity of pro FIFA players. You got like a few of the pro FIFA / YouTuber guys like Ovi, like Dirty Mike, like Crassy, but then you've also got like the pro guys that are doing a lot of stuff on either Twitch or YouTube, like Gorilla and Kurt. You've got Hectic Jukes, Inception. There's so many people right now that are so much better than me at FIFA, that are also now getting popular on the YouTube scene or on the Twitch scene, that when you say you look to me for gameplay tips, it's a little bit surprising, because although I am a relatively good player, I play this game a hell of a lot. I should be quite decent at it, I'm still trying to learn myself. There are still certain things that I try to go for, certain things that I try to do, certain ways that I try and improve my game. You know, I watch someone like Gorilla play for like 2 or 3 games, and he just makes it look so easy. I try and do very similar things to him, and it just doesn't work for me. But in that sense, FIFA, like, everyone has their own play style in FIFA, and it's not necessarily about emulating people, it's about finding your groove. One thing I will say about in terms of gameplay is learn and find out what are broken game mechanics as quick as possible. This year, the broken game mechanics are the LB sprint boost, the ball rolls, the near post shot, that free kick that Inception popularized, where you just make a man run off and then cut it into him. You know, it's just a goal basically every time. Crossbody long shots across the keeper, and ultimately when passing and moving, and you see it like kind of here, like patience on the ball. At times you get a lot more time than you think you get on the ball, and one of the best things to do is waiting for runners is so important. So many times when I watch people play, because I watch a lot of FIFA streamers, or when I play against people, they rush so much. Like, they get the ball and they've got 3 attackers on running, and I've got 3 defenders sat quite deep, and they'll try that through ball way before the defender gets, the attacker gets on the shoulder of the defender, and that's just not very smart, because if you're trying to play a through ball through and then you're trying to run 10 yards past me whilst I've got a defender that's already relatively quick, I'm going to absolutely smoke you. Like, even if you've got 99 pace and I've got 70 pace, I'm still going to have the positioning, the strength, and the pace to stay ahead to the point where I'm going to steal the ball. So be patient enough to wait until the right pass is there. And one of the biggest things for me that I've kind of taught myself a lot this year, that I did wrong a lot way back at the start of this FIFA, is don't lose the ball in silly areas. Like, so many times I used to get the ball defensively and try and pass it out, and there was one pass that I always tried to use to make, and it was from the right back or the left back inside to the midfielder, and every time I tried to make that pass, my opponent would intercept, and then they'd have either a shot on goal, they'd score, maybe they'd screw up and get a corner, maybe I'd save it, but ultimately I would give up the possession stupidly. So what I started doing instead then is, one of the things that I do is, when I've got the ball in that kind of position with my right back or my left back, if you just walk down the line, people's anticipation and what they see and what happens usually in FIFA is that you either play a through ball down the line to a striker running, or you pass the ball into the midfield or into your centre back. So what they do is they mentally cover those options, right? So you'll start literally walking, no sprint or anything, just walk down the line. They're waiting for you to do something, so at the point that you don't do anything, you essentially can just walk the ball out of danger. At times I've walked it up to the halfway line, at times I've walked it all the way down the field, like, because eventually they'll realise, oh crap, he's not passing this. They'll then bite. Then it's on you to have the reactions to either just press the little, press sprint button and just push it past them and then you're gone, or do a 1-2 inside, because you've moved up so far up the field now that you have that 1-2 option with the centre midfielder, rather than trying a risky pass inside to him. You've pulled the defender away from him now to you, so now you've got that 1-2. So there's a lot to be said for what you can do. One of the biggest things I would suggest to people that are struggling with gameplay, and I haven't done it myself in a while, but I do need to do it again, is watch your own games back. I know not everyone can afford a capture card, but with the way Xbox works, you can record, I think, up to 30 minutes of Xbox. Like, if you just double tap the home button and then hit the record button, or say Xbox record that or whatever, I think it captures up to 30 minutes of gameplay. Watch it back, and when you're watching it, watch it as if you're not playing and it wasn't you, and you knew it wasn't you, and look at the mistakes you make. Don't look at the mistakes your opponent makes. Don't look at the lucky bounces your opponent got. Look at the mistakes you make, and then figure out what you could have done differently, and it will really help improve your game. One of the things that I see on Reddit the most is people complaining about handicap and scripting, how the game screws them. Like, the game screws both people. It's just who can manage it better and who can take advantage of it better. For example, I said this in Reddit. There was a game I was watching Nick stream the other day, and you guys know Nick. He gets emotionally invested in FIFA like I do. He gets very, very heated when things aren't going his way. It's very stressful. Not only that, like that's not him as a person. Like don't let me think that I'm saying that's who he is. I know for a fact the actions when playing FIFA don't define you, because he's also sitting there on stream trying to entertain. He's got that added pressure. He's got a chat giving him shit and giving him grief. He's got that added pressure. Like there's a lot of pressure when you're streaming to be the best version of yourself within the game. Otherwise the chat just goes mental. But what I saw with Nick, right, Nick had a counter attack and he rushed a pass offensively and the defender intercepted it, and he blamed the game for the pass not going to the player that he thought it should go to. In my opinion, and I could be wrong because I'm not necessarily the best player in world football, in my opinion, it was the wrong pass to make. And he didn't see that at the time because he's in the heat of the moment. What happened was the defender intercepted the pass, but the ball popped back to Nick. Nick took the shot, the keeper saved it. I think the keeper saved it, and then the guy played on his end. Nick then said something along the lines of, I deserve that lucky bounce, I deserve that chance because the pass should have connected, etc. Nick's opponent at that point in time, if you can put yourself in Nick's opponent's shoes, would have been going absolutely mental, because when Nick made that pass, the opponent has positioned his defender perfectly. He's intercepted the pass. However, it's popped back to Nick. This guy must have been going, oh my God, this game hates me. It's scripting, it's handicap, it's momentum. Everything's going against me. However, 5-6 minutes later in the game, Nick's opponent counterattacked. Nick's opponent made a really bad pass, like a really early offensive pass. Nick's player stuck a foot out, poked the ball back into his opponent's path. His opponent picked the ball up, shot and scored. So it's two of the very same scenarios where one of the people took advantage and one of the people didn't, but both of them suffered the the negativity that comes with the stigma of handicap and momentum. So it always makes me laugh and always makes me think, stop blaming the game and take responsibility for what's going wrong. And if you're not the best player in FIFA, that's totally okay. Not everyone can be the best. Not everyone can be good. Not everyone's going to win Division 1. There are varying degrees of skill level based on time and energy put into the game, based on human kind of traits like reactions and the ability to process decision making. A lot of things like that are really important on how you play as a FIFA player, on top of knowing the game mechanics. Now, what I see, again, Nick's probably one of the people that I watch play the most FIFA because I watch his streams a lot. What I see with Nick is he rushes his attacks so much. He gets off the wrong shot choices, the wrong pass choices, and in general the wrong offensive options, in my opinion, of course, where if he just waited an extra half a second or an extra second, or if instead of trying that rushed through ball, because a through ball should work and it should work, but instead of doing that through ball, if he just waited and actually brought the ball forward a little bit, waited for the defender to step out, then he's got an easy pass in behind, he would probably score a lot more and then in turn win a lot more. But he doesn't notice that, because when you're in the heat at the moment, when you're actually playing the game, you don't understand what you're doing wrong. You think everything that your mind's eye sees, the game should also see. Now, don't get me wrong, there are things in FIFA that are just utter bullshit. Like, at times, you'll pass to the guy who's square to you in an open goal kind of position, and the game will register it back into midfield and it will pass back into midfield. But you're not the only person that has to deal with that. Everybody has the same version of FIFA. Everybody deals with the same nonsense and the same bullshit. What you've got to do is learn best how to manipulate these problems into your advantage. And that's what the pros do the best. That's what the Dukes, Inception, Gorilla, that's what those guys do the best, is they understand the game mechanics to the point where they can manipulate them into their favour far more often than the people that they play against. So again, when you're saying, how do I get better? Just watch yourself and you will be amazed at how many times you sit there going, why did I do that? Why did I do that? Why didn't I do that? Why did I do that? And especially if you know the game and how it works and what's valuable and what's not valuable, it will really help you become a better player. It's one of the ways it helped me become a better player over the last year and a half, and it's definitely something at the start of FIFA 17. Once we figure out the initial broken game mechanics, I'll sit there and I'll watch 1 or 2 of my own games back and just be like, okay, should have done this, should have done this, should have done this, should have done this. And then I'll try and implement them into my game in the future. Now, into this game we go, guys. We're in the final of the MLS Cup. I went 2-0 up really early on. My opponent pulled it back to 2-2 with 2 dead fish celebrations. So after I scored a third, I gave him the dead fish. After I scored a fourth, I gave him the dead fish. And by the way, Giovinco is utterly outstanding. Like, he is so good in this game. It's crazy. We end up scoring a fifth. I gave him the dead fish. I end up scoring a sixth. And I was like, I'm not to say I wasn't trying hard before, because I was trying harder. Obviously, I want to win, especially in the final. But after he gave me those 2 dead fishes, I was like, no, screw you. I am going for everything right now. I want to put this guy to the sword. I want to tear him down and take him apart. We end up going 6-2 up, started shushing him just to give him a little taste of his own medicine. And then eventually, lovely little goal here from Castillo. A couple ball rolls, stop shoots, bang, 7-2 after 82 minutes. And we are winning the tournament. And I actually won the tournament in really, really comfortable fashion. Like, not any of the games I don't think were difficult for me. This team that I built is really good. De Jong is great. Feilhaber, team of the season, is good. My other midfielder is Kaka. Kaka's good. It's just a shame that his stamina levels are really low. So by the sort of 65th, 70th minute, you really have to watch how much you sprint with him, because otherwise he just gets caught out of place. The pace of the boys up front, Giovinco, Dos Santos and Castillo, is just frightening. And Dos Santos and Giovinco, they are absolutely sensational. So there you go. We end up winning the tournament. So we get ourselves 7,000 coins. We get ourselves a mystery pack. What is the mystery pack going to be? It is going to be a jumbo gold pack. I was really hoping for a draft token. I was just really not hoping for a contract pack. Now, jumbo gold packs can be relatively good because there are 24 items. You can get some like chem styles that sell. You can get some coin unlocks. You can get, obviously, the fitness cards are very helpful. What you don't want is you don't want to get silver rare items, basically. You don't want silver rare players. You don't want silver rare coaches. You don't want silver rare kits or badges. You want gold rares. We get a gold rare manager. We get a transferred Van Hinkel. We get a couple of fitness cards. We get a squad fitness card, which they are still going for 2,000 coins. So that was actually quite a bargain. Like, we got 7,000 for winning it, 2,000 for the squad fitness, probably about another, I'd say about another 5,000 all up for the rest of the items, maybe 6,000 or 7,000. Altogether, we probably made about 15,000 coins off of that tournament run. For just 4 games in a row, that's absolutely spectacular return. And one that I am very happy to get. So I send everything to the trade pile that I know will sell. I discarded 2 things. I've got so many training cards that I've not used that I might as well discard them at this point, because I just keep forgetting to use them. I wanted to check the price of Feilhaber after that as well, because I was thinking if I've made profit on, like good profit on a lot of these players, I'll sell them and just be done with it. But if not, I'll play it out one more time and see if I can get another win. But this, guys, is going to be the end of the video. If you did enjoy this, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.